Hey, what's up guys, and welcome back to Anime King 2. And today I'm going to be giving you part 26 of What If Izuna Uchiha Was Naruto Ancestor. Remember to get this one to 100 likes as usual, share this to all of your friends in your social media platform, and stay in tune because after this I'm going to be posting What If Naruto Was a Vampire. So stay in tune for that and I hope you guys enjoy. And over on Anime King, I'm going to be posting a new episode of What If Naruto Was Neglected by Everyone. So stay in tune for that and I hope you guys enjoy it as well. And remember guys, if you're new and this is the first time hearing my voice and you enjoy the videos on both Anime King and Anime King 2, go ahead and click that red subscribe button and become a part of the Anime King family. And thank you for all of your help and your support. And remember to comment down below and tell me if you're new. And also go ahead and check out the new episode of What If Naruto Returned Different after his training trip and enjoy that. So yeah, without further ado, let's begin this new episode. Start the intro.
I think the girls with their nails done now. Girls with their nails done. I think the girls with their nails.
So, the last time we left off, Kurenai met Haku, as Haku already know who she is. But she didn't know her name because Naruto ever had that picture of her, as he was looking at it with so much longing and loss in his eyes. So, Kurenai gave her another name, as she didn't fully trust this girl yet. Haku brought her to Naruto as Naruto was at the orphanage, as Kurenai arrived to see him playing with two kids, as he told the kids to go and take a bath. He then told Kurenai to follow him. As he went to the river, he asked her what the hell is she doing here. She is going to blow his cover. But she told him she took all precaution to come here, as she told him that she missed him. She told him that she forgave him and the both of them hugged, as she told him that she wanted to start over. But he told her no, shocking the hell out of her, as he told her the love that he had for her, it is all gone and he no longer wished to be with her. As Kurenai was beyond surprised and shocked, she didn't know how to react or answer, as Naruto told her to leave. He then told her that he wished her luck. Meanwhile, Kurama was cursing at Naruto, asking Naruto why the hell did he do that, as Naruto told Kurama that he got reports from Hiruzen, people at the village calling her a slut, a demon lover and all that because she was with him. It only recently stopped since she became the team leader of the special team of Konoha, which she is leading with Sasuke and the others. As Naruto didn't want to put her through that, Kurenai was at the hotel as she was shocked, as she didn't know what to think, as she wondered if Naruto somehow got the information that she was being mistreated at the village, that is why he'd do that, because she knew how he would react and thought about that and blamed himself, as she wonders if Hiruzen has been giving him reports. So she can't leave this place yet. She also has to tell him about his daughter. She has to be the one person not to lie to him. But when she arrived, Naruto was already gone, as he met up with Orochimaru. Orochimaru told him about his daughter, as Naruto was still shocked and he couldn't understand what was going on, as Orochimaru told him that he would be in contact. As Naruto's mind was going through a lot hearing about his daughter, as she had a secret burial by Hiruzen at the Uchiha residence where no one would go, as Kurama was shocked to say at least, as Dark Naruto emerged. It didn't matter if they wiped the memory from Naruto's mind, it was still deep in his subconscious, the feeling that he had for Ren. As Dark Naruto told Naruto to remember all of it, as he told Naruto everyone betrayed him, everyone lied to him, as Naruto couldn't believe all of this, as all of the memories hit him, as you remember Ren and everything. You remember everything, Itachi, and also Kurama allowing Itachi to do this to him, as Naruto was beyond shock, as he merged with Dark Naruto. As Naruto went to talk to Kurama, he had so much disdain and disgust in his voice towards Kurama, as he even stopped calling him Kurama. He called him the Kyuubi, which Kurama hasn't heard from him in a very long time. So yeah guys, that was basically the last part we left off. You guys can switch across the place and check it out for yourself. So, what do you say we begin this new episode? Hope you guys enjoy. Begin now. Naruto was still in his mindscape with Kurama. You cannot see the dream for the future I have in mind. It's time for a revolution. It's time to change this goddamn world. If I am supposed to walk the path of destruction, then I shall become carnage itself, said Naruto with a dark look as Kurama glared at him. I will stop you, Kurama said. Is that so? Said Naruto, as his eyes shifted to the Mangekyo Sharingan, as Kurama couldn't react as the Mangekyo Sharingan blanked him out. Uchiha Naruto commands you. Henceforth, you will become my slave, Naruto said. At first, the effect didn't happen as Kurama tried to fight against the invading power that was affecting his will. But with every passing second, it was getting far more powerful and dangerous. As he looked over to Naruto to see blood streaming down from his eyes, as Naruto was using all the power he had in his weakened state to control Kurama. As Naruto then muttered, Amaterasu, as Kurama cried out in pain as half of his body got engulfed by black flames. And then it happened. Due to being momentarily distracted with the pain, Kurama lost control, lost his willpower for a split second, and that was enough. You tricked me, was the last thing Kurama said, as his mind went blank and the shape of his eyes took on Naruto Mangekyo. As Kurama went on his knees, Yes, your majesty, he said. As Kurama said a few words that will change his entire world, Naruto now has the strongest Biju under his possession, and when he's fully healed, this world shall know Uchiha Naruto. All hail Naruto, said Kurama. Meanwhile, at Konoha, the Uchiha district, Sasuke was walking through it as he was sending his chakra all around, searching for any kind of presence. Anko had suggested it was one of the tricks to locate stray animals, birds, or even hiding animals, but all that he managed to locate was a few birds flowing here and there. He sent out one last pulse. His eyes widened when he felt a presence near the Naka River. He knew this chakra, this presence. It can't be, Sasuke said as he rushed towards the location. As he was moving as fast as his foot can take him, as he started to reach closer and closer until he reached his destination. As Sasuke arrived and saw Naruto, as he was kneeling in front of an unmarked grave, dried up blood was on his face, as he looked devastated. As Sasuke watched Naruto as he started to laugh, as his laughter turned into a full-blown mad laughter. But it was not from joy, it was pure anger, malice, and hatred. Naruto? Sasuke said. Naruto looked at Sasuke as a shocked look appeared in his face, but he then turned back to the grave, not caring about Sasuke's presence near him anymore. As Sasuke looked towards the grave, as he scanned it with his Sharingan, there was a body there, a body of a young girl. And judging from the color of the faint chakra remaining in her corpse, Sasuke's eyes went wide as he looked at Naruto. She was a member of his family, or something else to him. The both of their chakra are so similar. Are you going to try and take me back to the village? Asked Naruto. No, Sasuke said. As Naruto looked at Sasuke, something was strange about him, mostly his eyes. He was different. Why? Naruto asked. I don't care about Konoha. It may burn for all I care. After what they did to you, they deserve it. Naruto, I know about the beast inside of you, said Sasuke. I see, said Naruto. I don't blame you for doing what you did. They had it coming, but you shouldn't be here. It's too risky, Sasuke said. As Naruto nodded, you're right. I did what I did, but what are you planning to do? If you hate Konoha so much, then what are you going to do? Naruto asked. I have declared my holy war against Konoha and this evil ninja world, Sasuke said. Now that caught Naruto's attention as he stared at Sasuke with shock. As Sasuke then showed him the memory of him killing two Hyugas in a wave. Sasuke, I have no love for this village or this world. It's bloody, it's corrupt, it's messed up. And I will change it one way or another. Or I will die trying, said Sasuke. You too, huh? Said Naruto, as Sasuke nodded. As Naruto stood up, as he activated his Mangekyou, as Sasuke did the same. Is this a joke? Naruto asked. I can ask you the same thing, said Sasuke. Both boys seemed surprised at each other's eyes, but they did not tell each other how they get it. That was always a painful fact for Uchiha. Point taken. So you just simply want to destroy this entire world? Naruto asked as he chuckled. Sasuke then shrugged. Well, most of it, I guess. The 5 great villages are my first target, said Sasuke seriously. Naruto was the only person he could count on, so he would tell him everything. Follow me, said Naruto as he walked off. Sasuke found himself in the dark hall of the Naka Shrine. As the both of them were looking at the Uchiha tablet. Destroying the 5 great villages will not solve anything. Your intentions are good, but it has many flaws, Naruto said. Then what do you suggest, genius? Sasuke taunted, as Naruto merely smirked. Before that, Sasuke, I need to tell you many things that none of you don't know. Things. Stop, Naruto, Sasuke said. Huh? Said Naruto confused. I don't care what you did or why you did it. The only thing I'm caring about right now is bringing a revolution. If you're taking part in it, then that's all I need from you. Aren't you curious? Naruto asked, as Sasuke shook his head. Truth only brings more pain and distracts our mind. When I discovered your fate as a Jinchuriki and all that you went through, I couldn't think straight for weeks. So many questions ran in my mind why you didn't tell us. I soon realized that it wasn't you. It was this messed up world. That is why everything turned out this way. And that is why I'm going to change it, Sasuke said. Isn't that right? Sasuke asked. Still a jerk, I see, said Naruto. And you're still a naive idiot, said Sasuke, as Naruto smirked. What if I tell you that I have a better plan that can bring true change to this world? Would you serve me then? Fight by my side as my most trusted comrade? Asked Naruto as Sasuke narrowed his eyes. Like I said, the only thing that matters is the result. If your plan is more effective for our revolution, then I see no harm in that position. But I won't be your pawn, even if you're stronger, Sasuke said flatly, as Naruto nodded. You're the only one that understands that change is necessary, and I will not let you become a slave at any cost. We will be partners, but before I say my plan, there's something you need to know about it. Just say it, said Sasuke. Naruto stepped forward as he whispered a few words in Sasuke's ear. Sasuke's eyes widened in shock after hearing Naruto's words. Was he going to go this far? He had really underestimated Naruto's desire to change his world. Naruto, you... As Sasuke hesitated. Will you still fight by my side? Naruto asked, as Sasuke looked at the Uchiha tablet. Keep in mind that we will become the enemy of the entire world by doing this. Not only the shinobi world, but humanity would rise up against us. So, do you still think you can do this? Still, the two of us are not enough for all of this. Hearing that, Naruto smirked. I already have a powerful ally on my side, a friend who hates this world. I can also gain a few more allies that will support us. As for the rest, I will bend them to my will. I will go all out for this plan. The question is, will you? Naruto asked, as Sasuke then kneeled. I, Sasuke Uchiha, pledge myself to you and our revolution. Hearing that made Naruto smile. Did you really have to follow your clan tradition of acknowledging a new leader? Naruto asked. My father was hell-bent on making me learn this. But Naruto, you do know once we start this, there is no going back. Even for But Naruto cut him off. She will get no more special treatment from me. This is bigger than you, me, or her. Besides, it will create a world where she can live peacefully. And you have my word, Sasuke. We will purge this world. Understood. Do you have a name in mind for this revolution? Sasuke asked curiously. Valkyrie, said Naruto. Sasuke raised an eyebrow at the name, but he shrugged. As Naruto stepped forward, from now on my enemy is the shinobi world. Time skip. It was now night time, as Naruto was flying on a crow. As Naruto was thinking, He needed allies, he needed more power. Facing one hidden village was a tough challenge, but facing all 5 of them, and destroying the smaller ones as well, and the entire shinobi system. At least he had subdued Kurama, and now all of Kurama's chakra was at his full use. He was a chakra bomb. Combine that with his Anbu skills, then he was a one-man army himself. As Naruto held on to his Konoha headband, as he tossed it into the forest below him. Taking a deep breath, he closed his eyes. Memories of the past, whether they be good or bad, flood into his mind and his heart. His time with Kakashi. His time with the Konoha ninja. Ren, Shin, Sai, his comrades, his friend. His memories with Kunai. As it was like he just shut off all of those. As he opened back his eyes that show cold and uncaring looks in them. Meanwhile at the orphanage, Haku was waiting. It has been 24 hours and Naruto still hasn't returned yet. As she then looked up, as she saw a crow coming, a smile came on her face. As the crow landed, Naruto jumped off of the crow's back. The crow then poofed away. Not now, Naruto said, cutting her off. As she looked at him, something bad must have happened. This Naruto reminded her of the shinobi that she saw in Wave. Not the same kind-hearted Naruto that is here taking care of the kids. As she saw him perform a hand sign and 30 clones popped up beside him. He then gave a few hand signs as the clones divided themselves into teams. You all know what to do. Get to work. As all of the clones took off. Haku was left speechless by this display of power. Despite being weakened, he could make 30 shadow clones. As all of them went off in Shanshin. Before she could say anything, he had already vanished in the close quarters of his chambers in the orphanage. As soon as Naruto stepped into his quarters, he sensed someone. Get out of here, Pakon, he said. The dog crawled from under his bed as it gave him a lazy stare. Guess even Kakashi, personal summon, was like him. This is from you know who, said Pakon. Is that all? Naruto asked. Yep, said Pakon. Then our business here is finished. Have a safe journey. As Pakon vanished in a puff of smoke, as Naruto went and sat down, a small trickle of blood escaped from his lips. Just reminded him of the disease that he had within him, another thing that he had to solve. He had done good today by sealing away his emotions in front of Sasuke, as he still didn't accept Ren's death. His entire world had shattered today into tiny pieces. They were so broken, there was nothing left to pick up, nothing to go back to. And all of it is because of this ninja world, and he will soon bring revolution to it. Naruto, said a voice, as it was Haku standing there. He wanted to tell her to leave him alone, but he didn't utter a single word. As she walked in, as she simply came in and sat down on the right arm of his chair, as both of them didn't say anything. What am I to you, Haku? Naruto asked, surprising her. As Haku saw him staring at her, as that stare just compelled her to tell him, I like you, she said. As he simply stared at her, as her cheeks blushed red. As far as he was concerned, there was nothing that could make him desirable for any woman or girl. Moron, thought the Kyuubi. Sure, Naruto had severed the connection between them, but it didn't stop him from feeling the emotion in the boy's heart. The Biju was pissed beyond words. He was the only one who had a rough idea to what Naruto is going to do, and he couldn't say anything or do anything. As this is going to be even worse than Madara Uchiha himself. And why is that? Said Naruto. As far as I can remember, I have a reputation of being a traitor, a criminal, a butcher, a beast. Now why in hell would you have feelings for a man like that? I was the one who killed Zabuza, didn't I? He asked, as he was surprised when she rolled her eyes. You only see your mistakes, don't you? I wasn't blind, Haku. Your behavior to me in the past few weeks has changed, Naruto said, as Haku started to blush even more. I was that obvious? Yep, he said. As she sighed, I've served Zabuza for years as his tool. He was my family, but I was not blind. I knew what kind of man he is, but he was always there. The world may remember him as a missing ninja, a criminal, But for me, he will always be the man that saved me, gave me a second chance in life, and made me strong. And I had no regret depending on that. But with you, it's different. These feelings are more intense towards you. I don't know when it happened, but I have fallen in love with you, Naruto. And the more you try to show yourself as evil, I see the real you inside, she said. But I also know that you love her, said Haku, not mentioning a name. You're right, said Naruto, as Haku was left heartbroken on hearing that, as she take it that this was time for her to leave as she started to get up. But he held onto her arm. But it also doesn't change the fact that we are not together anymore, said Naruto. As Haku looked at him. Why? She said. She thought that the both of them would come together again after what she witnessed. She cannot follow the path that I have taken. Even if she could, I don't want that for her. Kurenai wouldn't be Kurenai if I twisted her will for my sake. She was my first crush, first love, and probably in another world, in another time, she would have been the woman I spend the rest of my life with. But I have a larger dream that needs to be fulfilled, no matter the cost. I have always loved her, Haku, and always will till the day I stop breathing. Yet, I can't be with her. As that made Haku sad and happy at the same time. Sad that he will still and forever love Kurenai, and happy that he was an honest guy who never cheat on a girl or manipulate their feelings on his behalf. Now, can you really have feelings for a guy who will probably never love you the way he loved his first love, Naruto asks. As a matter of fact, you confessing to me made me love you even more, Haku said. Naruto was left speechless by her words. It was something his heart couldn't believe. How could someone love a person like him? Haku, what are you saying? Naruto asked in shock. I know and understand that you will never love me the same way that you do with Kurenai. Even then, I want to live a life with no regrets. That is why I want to walk by your side. You're precious to me, and I want to protect you no matter what. You may not love me yet, but I still want to fight for you. I want to make your dream come true. With you, I truly feel alive and needed in this dark, cruel world. Will you please let me be by your side, she said, as she gave him a smile. She was surprised as a small tear slipped from his eyes as he stared at her in disbelief. How can you even promise such a thing after all that I have done, Naruto asked. Because I love you, she said. As Kurama, just hope that this girl could be the light in his darkness and be there for him even though Naruto had sealed him away. He still didn't hate the boy. He was his friend, and he just hoped that one day they can be friends again. As Naruto smiled at Haku, Haku, thank you, he said. A few hours later, a mad chuckle came from Naruto's lips as he read the letter that Kakashi had sent for him. So Princess Karin had started having doubt that her master Danzo was missing or perhaps dead. She was also in a rebellion and tried to seize power in Konoha, as she hadn't received a word from a single root operative over the past few weeks, so they must have been eliminated or something. Only one person had the power to stop the rebellion, and it was him. And Karin knew this. So he was not only a witness that knew about her dark secret, but he was also a shield that was protecting Hiruzen Sarutobi. This offer of not putting any of his past crimes on him anymore, in return for him to sell out Sarutobi, seemed quite good, but Naruto also had his personal grudges. Some years ago, Naruto and some of his closest friends en route went on a mission, and Karin, that selfish heartless bitch, she and Danzo was behind it, as they wanted Naruto and his group to eliminate a prince. But Karin was too much and she lied about the mission. It was more than they expected, and all of Naruto's friends, very young, when he was just 9, and a close friend of his, her name was Aisane, she was only 6 years old, she got slaughtered right in front of him. And if Naruto hated something, it was a senseless killing of young children. And when he get back, Danzo didn't even care. From then, he started to see Root in a different light, and he wanted to crush it. Since she wanted to dominate everything so badly, even his fate, It was time for him to give her a piece of her medicine. Her dream was to create an empire, with Fire Country ruling over the entire world. What better way than stealing that dream from her and also make the bitch pay for her crimes? He will make Danzo's brutal death seem very small upon the sickening ways that he was going to make her pay and torture her before he silenced her forever. As he activated his Mangekyou, as an evil grin crept up on his face, Karin, you want to play with the devil? Alright then, I'll show you a true devil. Time skip. Tsunade was performing her regular routine of developing the cure, while on the other side of the room, Nono was working on the last stage of the new set of eyes that to be transplanted into Naruto's. Is it a good time? Said a voice. As Tsunade turned as she saw it was Naruto, as he was dressed differently. Instead of wearing his Envo gear or his mission gear, he was dressed in a dark black shirt that fully covers his arms. The symbol of the Uchiha was on the back, and he was wearing blue pants along with a pair of sandals. But that was not the surprising part. What intrigued Tsunade was the cloak that he was wearing. To the naked human eyes, it would seem like a normal cloak, as she could see the camouflage, as he had weapons inside of it, and he had some strange seal on both of his wrists. And now came the real surprise. For the first time, she has never seen him without his face mask since she met him, as he was wearing a red scarf that came up to his nose, as his long silky hair was falling over his face, covering his left eye while a few strands were covering his right eye. As she examined him, there was no Konoha headband on his forehead or anywhere else. Naruto, Tsunade said in surprise. Like the new look, he said with a smile. Before Nono could think of a proper answer, Tsunade beat her to the punch. Hell yeah, this is way better than those lame Envo outfit. As Naruto turned towards Nono, the clone eye is ready, and the same go for the one you borrowed from Danzo. Do you want to start the operation soon? You'll have to rest for a week after that, and you wouldn't be able to open the blindfold that I place on you. New eyes after operation will be extremely sensitive, she said. As Naruto gave her one of his brightest smiles, he really did seem happy these time of days, whether he's faking or what, but it still make both of them happy to see him happy. As Tsunade felt a bit jealous, she wished she had the same relationship with Naruto that Nono had. They were like mother and son, as she wanted Naruto to see her that way. Fine, Naruto said, but first, I need to settle a little task, as he was going to deal with that princess. You're leaving? Asked Tsunade, seeing that most of the times he came back quite wounded. He was as reckless as his mother, Kushina. Not for long, just a little errand I need to run. If it makes you feel better, I'm taking Haku with me as my backup. As the both of them looked at him, don't worry, I trust her. Besides, it will only stop me from doing something reckless. As Nono came forward and patted him on the head, you will be the death of me someday, Naruto. But he grabbed her hand very quickly. Don't ever say that again, he said. She looked at him and realized he was dead serious. As she just smiled, she was happy that he cared about her so much. You're so cute, Naruto, she said as she played with his hair. Stop it, said Naruto, as a cough interrupted the both of them. Oops, Naruto said as he looked at Tsunade. The cure is ready and I can start healing you with it, although it will take a couple of sessions for me to neutralize and remove the poison from your system. Naruto, I'm not gonna lie, this operation can also kill you. This cure contained the cells of Hoshirama Senju in it, and Konoha had tried to implant the cells into Shinobi in order to inherit my grandfather Mokiton. But it was a complete failure and most of the people died, or simply lost their mind, or they went paralyzed. Don't worry, it will work like a charm, said Naruto. How can you be so sure? Nono asked. Because I did some research of my own, and if the information is correct, then I am one of the few people in the world that can survive that fusion. I am related to both Uchiha and Senju, and if it fails, I'm dead anyway. We don't have a choice, Naruto said. But Tsunade was stopped as Naruto placed a hand on her shoulder. You're the best medic in the world. I have full faith in your abilities. As Tsunade smiled and accepted the praise showered on her. As he then gave a glance at Nono, as she left the room, she understood Naruto completely, seeing that he wanted to talk to Tsunade alone. I know I've not been around much and we haven't talked that much, but I need to talk to you about something very important. Can we talk after I return? Naruto asks. Sure, I'm looking forward to it, she said. As Naruto reached into his cloak, I got something for you, he said, as he gave her a bottle of sake. As Tsunade's eyes went wide. Well, I'm not too much of a drinker, so I don't know if it's good or not, but the bartender did say this is the best brand he had. It's not much, but please accept this as a small gift for everything that you have done for me, Tsunade-sama, Naruto said. As Tsunade accepted his gift quite eagerly. I'll see you later, Tsunade, he said, as he headed off. As Haku was outside of the room leaning against the wall, she was also wearing a similar outfit to Naruto, so that is why he sent out his shadow clones to gather these things and some other supplies, while also getting a gift for Tsunade. You ready? Naruto asked. Yeah, let's get this over with, she said, as Naruto raised an eyebrow. You do know we're getting into something dangerous, right? Naruto asked, as she rolled her eyes. I've been a missing nin for far longer than you. I know how this works, she said, as he just gave her a nod, as he started to walk to the exit of the orphanage. Naruto, what is the reason behind this new uniform of ours? This thing is draining my chakra, said Haku as she pointed at the symbol on her cloak. These are custom-made cloaks and they're not draining your chakra, it's storing it. One of the biggest drawbacks in battle is when a ninja runs out of chakra, but this seal will replenish your chakra back to full capacity. But you have to feed it chakra to keep it good and working. Oh, she said. But it also raised another question, where did you get this? Well, the black market is very resourceful if you have the right connection and money, he said. Any more questions? No, she said. Alright, let's go. 4 hours later, both Naruto and Haku were currently sitting on top of the Summon Crow as they were flying high in the sky. Naruto had clasped both of his hands together and seemed to be concentrating. Was he a center as well? She wondered. Haku, it seems like Fire Nation is hell-bent on finishing me off. There is at least 400 to 500 ninjas down there. But weren't you supposed to make some deal with a princess that will allow you to go back to Konoha? Haku asked, curiously. I cannot sense Karin's presence anywhere here. It seems like she has sent her man to just silence me. Naruto, from what I know, the princess is a warrior that lead her soldier in every battle. She will be nearby. These people are just here to protect her. Remember, you are a S-rank missing nin. You do have a point, but Karin know better than to engage me in combat directly. I would kill her before she can even blink. But we can't underestimate that large force beneath us. So, what do you want to do? Asked Haku. The Fire Nation and the royal family have become arrogant with their power. It's time to send them a message, said Naruto with his voice void of any emotion or sympathy. Can we even take out such a large force by ourselves? Asked Haku, as Naruto activated his 3-totem Sharingan. As Haku looked at him confused. You're a Uchiha? She asked, a little fear in her voice. You said you want to follow me. This is a chance I'm offering, or you can back out and I'll handle this, he said. No, I'll do it. I'm just... As she hesitated. Understood, we can talk about this later if you want. Wait for the opening that I will provide. You will know what to do there, he said, as she nodded. As he then jumped off the bird, as Haku rushed towards the edge as he saw him falling from such a height. As she watched him, as he flipped and landed on a tree so gracefully and slid it down to the ground. As he landed in the center, and not even a second later he was surrounded by the 500 enemy soldiers. Just what are you, Naruto, she said. The hundreds of soldiers that were surrounding him. They were glaring at him murderously, their eyes full with so much venom. They got even more pissed when he started to chuckle. So I guess your coward princess wet her panties, Naruto said. Several of them gripped their weapon tight as they then saw his Sharingan. As most of them stepped back, he then closed his eyes. For Valkyrie, he said, as the ninjas jumped forward to charge. But they were surprised when he vanished in the crows. As all of them looked up to see him, he was just in the sky. He was slowly descending down towards them. He had thrown a bunch of Senbons as he went through hand sign. Senbon clone technique, he said, as the Senbon multiplied the hundreds. as various soldiers start get hit in their chakra points as they start to drop on the ground. The commander then gave a salute as many arrows were fired towards Naruto. As Naruto looked at all the deadly arrows coming towards him, as a smirk came on his face. But guys, in the end of this episode right here, if you want to see the next part of this, you already know what to do. Like, subscribe, comment down below, and turn that bell notification to stay posted. Remember to share to all of your friends on your social media platform, and also stay tuned for the rest of the What If Scrum Way. I'm going to be giving you what if Naruto was a vampire, and I'm also going to be giving you what if Naruto was neglected by everyone. So stay tuned for those, and I hope you guys enjoy each and every episode. And remember, thank you all again for your help and your support. Remember to comment down below and tell me if you're new. I'll be replying, talking back to all of you. So without further ado, I'm on for now, guys. Peace. See you on Overhand Making.
I think the girls with their nails done now. Girls with their nails done. I think the girls with their nails.